Tariq Radio, like and subscribe. Tariq Radio, like and subscribe.
Let's get Robert. Robert, you're giving the thumbs down. What's up, Robert?
Slavery. Don't
The Egyptian.
do you agree with the Bible?
Yeah, there were different forms of slavery, but the slavery that they had, where you were going to base it on race and you're going to make people enslaved from birth, that was some shit that the Europeans started, right?
No, Egyptians started that. That's where it all came from, right? That's where the Bible starts.
Really?
Yeah.
So who?
Of course.
So who were they enslaving? What were they doing with their slaves?
They were enslaving their own people. And that goes back to, you know, what you're talking about, slavery with the black people.
Well,
black people sold their own people.
Well, you know, the word slave comes from Slav.
It doesn't make it right that the people bought them, but it is what it is, man.
Well, you know, the term slavery, the root word comes from Slav. It's the Slavic white people. That's where it came from, because y'all were enslaving each other in Europe, right? Come on, Robert.
I thought all of humanity came from Africa, and that means Egypt.
Right. But the word slave comes from Slavic, because y'all were enslaving so many people of your own folks in Europe, that the Slavic people, they became synonymous with slavery, and that's where the term stuck, came out of that. So y'all were enslaving people very heavily in Europe, and then you say, hey, let's take it on the road. Y'all took slavery to a whole different level, right?
Yeah. We put it across the world.
Yep, yes, indeed. And now it's time to pay for what you did over here in the United States, right?
What about China?
I don't
They
live in
still
China. I
hold
don't give a
slaves.
damn. I don't live in China. Never did. I live in the United States.
What do you think I owe you?
You do.
I had nothing to do
Yes,
with
you
it.
did. You're part of the United States, so you owe, right?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No way.
Listen, I did.
That was 100 years
Don't
ago.
matter. There were some red.
That was
There were
200
some.
years
There were some red Native Americans who got moved from their land, and then I have to pay
They
for.
weren't
I have to pay for that with my taxes. Now I didn't move them, but my taxes give them money for their reparations in casinos. So if you're paying them, you're gonna have to pay me, right?
No,
Yeah.
I don't pay.
Oh yes. Oh yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, we pay a lot of garbage. That's what Trump's here to take care of.
Oh yeah, but that Trump is not going to stop his
No,
reparations. Trump is not going to stop.
You must live in California,
I do.
dude.
Trump is not going.
In all
Hold
order.
on. You think Trump is going to stop the reparations movement? That's not going to stop. The reparations are coming, right? You're going to have to give it up, Robert. Right? So that means a little less meth for you. No meth for you. That's going to be my reparations money, right? You have to smoke something else, right? Come on, Rob, talk to me. Rob, you got real quiet. Are you tooting that pipe right now? You better get a good toke, because when my reparations come, you're going to have to get half the meth, or twice the high. You're going to have to really, really draw out your smoking. Well, yeah, Rob. All right, Rob got quiet. I think he overdosed on meth. But Rob, call back up. He's thinking about all the reparations money he's going to pay me. Yes, indeed. I want you to, Rob, I want you personally to deliver my reparations check. I want you to drive it over in your Ford 50 pickup truck. I want you to drive it over in your pickup truck and give me my reparations check. You personally. Let's get conservative Chris. He's the mulatto tether who upset with black society because he wasn't born white. What's up, conservative Chris?
Hey, what's going on,
I'm
Tariq?
good, man. What's going on with you?
Hey, everything's good. I just had a quick question. Something that was perplexing me about the blacks. I was trying to figure out how can they be so confident, boisterous, loudmouth, violent, and everything, and at the same time perpetuate this state of victimhood for so long.
Were you black? You tell me.
Uh, if I had to take a guess, I would just say they were
Then
cowards.
why are you a coward?
Well, I'm not part of that group.
Yeah, you're black, so yeah, you are part of it, right?
No, see, no, because there's a
How? When did
distinction
you?
between there's
How do you
not
opt out of it? How do you opt out of it?
because during the Willie Lynch, right, there was a separation of blacks. So not all the blacks were the same.
So
Some
you're
blacks
okay.
would
So are you
sit
saying
there.
okay? Are because you're a tether? You don't. You come from a different lineage, so you're different from foundational Black Americans. Is that what you're saying?
Whatever you think I am. I'm just wondering about the blacks
But
though,
right, because
because
that
you're
means
kind of
that okay. If then you are an other, so you come from a different lineage, right?
yeah. I'm a other. So
Right.
what's up with the blacks?
Well,
Why
what's
are
up with
they in
us
a
is not
perpetual state of
we're
victimhood?
not fleeing like you and your family. Your family comes from a fled culture. Y'all had to flee here, sir. So we're not that. So long as we ain't fleeing, we're good, right?
No, you can't. I mean, it's better to not be a victim. I mean, if you have to
But
flee and
you a
not be a
victim of
victim, it's
your
better to
own.
just.
You were a victim of your own homeland. Both of your parents, they come from bloodlines where they had to flee and drop you off over here and anchor you here, right?
Well, that's a false narrative. I am an American-born black person,
Yeah, but from a
but
different lineage. You just admitted you're from a different lineage. So yeah, you're not a
no,
foundational.
what I will admit is I was born and given a jersey to the losing team, and I can't become a free agent and change.
No,
So
no,
I'm trying to
no, no.
figure out what are the
You're
blacks
from a
going to do
different
to help
no.
us win.
You're from a different lineage, sir. So you're from a losing lineage, and you're trying to project.
No,
Right. Because y'all had to
no,
immigrate
no, no,
here.
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all had to flee here. So you're trying to project your failed lineage energy onto us, sir. So that's just a projection. All right.
So you don't have an answer for that?
Yeah, I'm giving you the answer. You're projecting your lineage failure, sir.
And you realize reparations, if it's paid, is going to be for white people's good, not necessarily for
Well,
us.
you're not going to get it because you're a tether. You're not from our lineage. You're not qualified. So why does it matter to you?
Well, I definitely would get it.
How would you get it? You're not from our lineage.
Brother, I just said I was other than the same as the blacks, but that didn't say I was from a different country
Yeah, I mean, no. Your
or my
lineage,
people.
your lineage is from a different country, sir.
No, that my lineage comes from a slave, brother,
Not
that
here, not
ran
here,
away.
not here.
Yeah, in America.
No, they
Yeah, in
don't. No,
America.
they don't. No, they don't. You're not from the lineage. You've admitted that, sir. You come from a different lineage, and that's okay. You're mulatto. Is your mother white or your dad? Does it sound like you had a white dad? Is it the dad?
Uh, well, no disrespect, but I'm more black than your wife.
Not really, because my wife is not a Sambo. My wife married me, and I'm the blackest on the planet. So she's better than you. You're a Sambo. Look at the difference. See,
No,
my beautiful wife is up here with a black king, and you up here Sambo and kissing white ass. You are different from my
no.
queen. Yeah,
I'm
you
trying to
ain't black.
figure out what's
My
going.
wife wears her blackness. She got her a black king, and you a buck broken tether. No, you way different. Don't even compare yourself to my beautiful queen who made me some fried chicken earlier. Black as hell. But go ahead.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but
Right.
at the same time, yeah. So I mean, but what is it though? Is that are you comfortable? Is the black people comfortable just being victims and saying, "Hey, we're being oppressed"? Because you gang on everybody else, you
Well,
blood and
there
crip on
is
everybody else.
because,
But when
sir,
Zimmerman comes around, you want justice. You plead for the white people for
right.
justice
But
all
the
the
thing
time.
is, we haven't thrown in the towel. You've been defeated. You're trying to pretend that you weren't victimized and your family didn't have to flee, sir. So yeah, you can play pretend. We're just not living in a fairy tale world. We're making the white supremacists accountable. That's what we do. We make them accountable, and we let
What
them
about the
know that we're
blacks
on
being
the.
accountable?
Mhm. We are
What about blacks
accountable.
being accountable?
We can't help but to be accountable. What do we get away with? We don't get away with shit. Everything we do is over scrutinized. We can't do shit without being over scrutinized. We've been held accountable for 400 years. What else do we
Well, if
need
you're
to be?
committing that many
What do
crimes,
we
you
need
got you
to?
got to
And
keep an
that,
eye on them.
sir, yeah. Everything our blackness is a crime. We were born the wrong color in a system of white supremacy. According to them, that's the crime. Everything we do is a crime.
And I guess the blacks, when they were born in Africa and sold, they were born
I
in
don't
that
give a
wrong
damn.
time
I'm a
too, in
foundational
black
black
supremacy.
American. I'm a foundational black American. I don't know what's going on in Africa, sir. And my family hasn't lived in Africa for the longest. I'm a
Can a
foundational black
foundational
American.
black American reproduce what the white man has produced with America?
Yeah, we did this thing here. This is us. The white
Yeah,
supremacists didn't do
under
this on their
strict
own.
under
I
strict
know, yeah, the
instruction.
whites are, yeah, and
Under
Michael,
strict instruction,
yeah,
he
but
did.
then Michael Jackson got his ass whooped by Joe, but he still made Thriller, which is the best album ever on the planet. So that's us. We're the Michael Jackson of the game. Yeah, we got
Eh,
ass whoopings, but that didn't take away from our greatness, sir. Unlike you had to flee. You come from a fleeing culture.
No,
Y'all didn't do anything.
And then Joe got his catalog when he died too.
It
He
doesn't.
sold it.
It doesn't matter.
So whoever beats on the person is the one in power, and it never
Yeah,
turn you. Iceberg Slim said
right,
you can come in as a
right,
pimp and
right,
leave as a square,
right,
but you can't come in as a
right,
square and leave as a
right,
pimp.
right,
That's what
right,
Iceberg Pimp said. That's what
right.
Iceberg Slim
Listen,
said.
listen, listen, listen. Like the
Okay,
people who are abusive are in power, and the people who got the muscle are in power. Who has the muscle?
who has the muscle?
Come on.
What do you mean by that?
You just made a very good statement that I agree with. The people who are abusive, who have the muscle, they're the ones in power. In this country and in the world, who has the military muscle?
The white man. Yeah, the
So
European
by
white man.
so by definition, he's a victimizer, right?
Oh well, no, he's not going to victimize China or Russia
The
or
hell
North
he
Korea.
won't.
Not for people that don't stand up for
For
themselves. He don't
China?
victimize them.
You
No,
think
there's
they don't?
people that stand up to the white man and they
Yeah.
don't get
They
victimized.
smack
But
China around anytime they get ready. They got warships over there now by China off the coast. China, they ain't gonna act up. In Russia, that's a fellow white supremacist. These white supremacists fighting each other for control. So they victimize people, right?
I mean, I guess FBAs are professional victims then,
But you just
long-term
admitted that the
extended stay
white
victims.
supremacists, you just admitted that they have all the military power, and the people with the power who can abuse, they are the ones in power. Just like we made with the
So
correlation with, you just admitted that, sir, and I agree with you. See how that works?
yeah, so can black people can they reproduce that? Can they be power? Can they be a
Well,
despot?
we have to figure out how to get around this military system that they built. That's the problem. They built a $1 trillion military system meant to suppress us, and that's the problem. Once we figure that out, we'll be good.
Yeah, if we could have took the Bloods and the Crips and helped out, but we started fighting each other like we always do.
Yeah, the whole Bloods
That's
and
our
Crips.
issue.
Can you update your stereotypes? The Bloods
Well,
and Crips are
whatever.
a
If you
non-factor.
GD, BD, whatever you want,
The
whatever you
Bloods
want
and
to.
Crips are a non-factor as far as any of that. What does the Bloods and Crips have to? Bloods and Crips out here running businesses in LA. I live in LA, sir. Bloods and Crips run businesses out here. They ain't banging like that. You got to update your stereotypes. All right?
I'll get it updated.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much. All
Yes, sir.
right.
Thank you. I appreciate.
All right. Can y'all please update your damn stereotypes? The Bloods and Crips out here, that's some white supremacist fan. He's not a white supremacist, a mulatto, wannabe white. Yeah, he's hanging around them white circles. Yeah, there's no Bloods and Crips ain't really doing all that like that. They're not doing all that. All right. They just update your stereotypes. That's a fantasy that white people have. White people have these black trauma fantasies that black people are running around with red and blue bandanas, doing drive-bys every night, raping people. That's a white fantasy. That's why they like gangster rap records. They like the, oh God, listen, he shot 3 Negroes. I love it. Bim, 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 shoot that nigga. They love it. They be singing along with it. Yeah, that's white fantasies. Stop it. Listen, don't let white people project their hood fantasies. Listen, let me listen. Black folks, stop internalizing these white supremacist tropes. Black areas are relatively safe. Chicago is relatively safe. You ain't nothing gonna happen to you in no damn Chicago. Chicago is safe relatively. The people who go at each other, people who have interpersonal street beefs. If you ain't got no street beef with nobody, you all right. Ain't nobody, listen, I came from the streets. We don't give a about no damn square. Only people concerned about you is a crackhead who might rob you, but you shouldn't be in an area with no damn crackhead. But for the most part, in black areas, nobody's gonna do anything to you if you're an outsider, if you ain't got no street beef with nobody. And all of this ghetto trauma porn fantasy, because this guy sounds like the typical wannabe white supremacist, always talking about, well, the hood rats and what's with all the hood rats in the gang, man? You got to look for that stuff. If you want to find hood rats, you have to actively go looking for them. Hood rats are just not out willy nilly. You understand? Hood rats, for the most part, are in like very secluded areas. They ain't out all willy nilly like that. You have to go to a certain area, you understand, at a certain time of day or a certain time of night. You got to go to a certain club or a certain bar. You got to actively look for the hood rats or the dusty niggas or whatever. You got to look for that shit. It's just not all out willy nilly. So don't let these people run that game. That's the black experience. It's not. Don't let these people redefine our experience. Let's get Bole in here. Bole Wade. I think that's your name. Bole, hop on in. Bole, hop on in, brother. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Bole, hop in. All right. Bole, you not saying nothing. All right, let's get who is this person? Let's get Jason in here. Let's get Jason. Jason, hop on in. All right, Jason or Vole? Which one? Jason, what's up?
Yeah, what's good, big bro? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. These people kill me, man. White people. I grew up. I was born in Queens. I was raised in Harlem. Wasn't no white people around us, so y'all don't know how we live. Y'all
Right.
don't know how we act. Y'all don't know none of that. Like you say all the time, these people constantly upload the most negative things about us and then judge us off of that. But y'all
Right.
don't live our everyday lives. There was no crime going on like that unless you was really in the street. And then the crime that was happening, it was money. It was based on money. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Somebody trying to punk you or whatever the case may be. But if you wasn't in that life, you wasn't just getting, you know what I mean? You wasn't being punked or bullied like that, man. It wasn't even like that. We grew up in fun neighborhoods. I grew up in the heart of Harlem,
yeah.
uptown.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So these people kill me, man, trying to speak on how we live. Like we don't live amongst y'all, y'all don't live amongst us, man. And we should keep it that way personally. But I
Yeah.
appreciate your time. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much. Remember, I had a white supremacist call up the other day talking about, well, yeah, I lived in Spanish Harlem and it was nothing but crime all day. Everybody was getting robbed and shut up. Man, shut up. Dude, when I go to New York, I'm always in Harlem. Man, the people in Harlem are the most beautiful black folks. They've always been like that. Man, the people in Harlem, beautiful folks, man. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you in no damn Harlem. People are cool as hell. People minding their business. People showing love. And I walk the streets of Harlem every time I go to New York, and everybody shows nothing but love. They got a mural. They got me on a mural in Harlem, by the way. There's a Black Power, like a Black History mural, and they got me as one of the people on the mural. Say, I got love in Harlem. But yeah, the only time there's a problem is with people who got money issues with each other because of some street business. And then they start regulating and enforcing on each other over some street business. You know? But yeah, these people who are outside of the community, they got all these fantasies. Oh God, am I gonna get raped if I go to Harlem? No, I don't want to go. Are they gonna take my white pussy? Oh God. Is it gonna be a lot of them? Are they gonna run a train on my pussy? No, stop fantasizing, bitch. That's fantasy. That's them fantasizing. Mighty thinking about your ass. Yeah? We got to really not let people try to redefine shit because they love cherry picking instances of ratchet behavior. They sit up and just get off on that type of nonsense. And that's not the totality of how we get down. Vole, you ready? All right, Vole, let me get you out of here. Let me remove you out of the mix. We got a lot of people up in here. Shout out to everybody in here. Shout out to all of you wonderful people in here. Let's get some more folks in here. Let's get Cam. Let's get Cam in the building. Mr. Cam, hop on in.
I just wanted to talk about the Diddy thing. I liked the switch up because they found out Kid Cudi is going to testify, and that will blow the whole case up because that's part of the RICO. It's a federal crime, like trying to blow somebody's car up. And now all the people are taking a big gulp, like, oh shit, this is part of the RICO that they were talking about. It's only a week and a half in, so I just find that funny because everybody's tripping now since Cudi's about to snitch.
Oh, damn, this is going to be interesting. Okay, I didn't hear about that, but that's going to be interesting. I got to look into that and see what they're talking
And
about.
and also, it's not going to be 8 weeks. They have 17 scheduled witnesses, and they're down to 11. So the trial is probably gonna end next week, honestly.
East Sider, hop on. East Sider? Eastwood. No, what's your name? Eastwood. Hop on, Eastwood.
Hey, what up, man? How's it going, man?
I'm good, Eastwood. How are you?
Man, I'm chilling, dog. Hey, I just wanna number one, man. I was up in Harlem, man. I swear, it did have a like your head was on the mirror, right? I didn't know that was you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
But I want to say a couple things, man. You gotta protect your energy, dog, because every time you start cooking on Majara spirit and everything, man. Hey, them redneck, them crackers, they coming right on through
Oh,
every
yeah.
time, man. Cause I be listening, and I said my family, they been worked on the roots. That's what we call it root work,
Oh, yeah.
not root, but root work. When they did a lot of work with Dr. Buzzer, if you know what I'm talking about. But
Yep. The infamous Dr.
yeah,
Buster out of South Carolina. Yeah.
that's right. I got a winter boy match. I had it since I was 13 and stuff, and I keep it fresh with that Florida water. You did, but yeah, man, keep your energy together, man. Because every time you touch and you cook tonight, they be coming around trying to feed up that plate every time, dog.
Yes, they do. Yes, sir. Thank you
So
so much. Just like the movie Sinners. Just like the movie Sinners, man. That's why, man, that movie is such a great allegory, man. When we start playing our music, when we start tapping into the hoodoo root work spirit, that's when the vampires came around. And remember, in the movie Sinners, what did the vampires want? Who did they want the most? They wanted Sammy because of his music skills. They wanted Annie too. That's why they hated when Annie, the hoodoo woman, the root work woman, when Stack killed her and just made her transition, he didn't let her turn into a vampire. They were pissed because they wanted her to flip into a vampire so they can get all of her knowledge. You see? So when we start cooking, we start getting deep. Look who comes in the room. Well, they come in here heavy, don't they? Every time when Professor Allen and Wani and them cooking, who come the vultures start swooping in. The minute y'all start cooking, anytime all of us start cooking, vultures start coming in. Either the white supremacists or the tethers. They come in and try to shift the energy. Hey, nigga, what is this? I have a question. Are you niggas always this xenophobic? They come in with some bullshit like that. Always come in trying to siphon the damn energy off. Like, be quiet. Yeah. Every time. And we get white supremacists and tethers. The tethers are the worst. We get the same tethers called a bushmeat barrister, RJ, the same tethers, GT, coming in trying to siphon off the damn energy. Every time when we start cooking, like I said, when we have powerful energy, the parasites have to leech off that energy. Because listen, without us, they wither. They wither on the vine. That's why they gotta have us around. You need a host to parasite off of. When we say, okay, listen, since y'all sitting up here talking about we ain't got no culture and y'all so much better and you whack hide and Y'all run circles around us. Okay, go on over there then. We're going to be over here. Leave us alone. You go over there and be musty and great. Knock yourself out. Wet, 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 nigga, wet. And they've been whining ever since. We didn't say, hey, we're going to go to Africa and harm you and take your shit. No, no, no. We said, just go on over there. We're going to be over here. Since y'all don't like what we got going on and you're told to stay away from the Akata, okay, let's stay away. You go over there, we go over here. Wet, 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 nigga. You wet, wet, wet. You being xenophobic. We're all in this together. Yeah. That lets you know where the real power is coming from. Huh? Let's get Whitney in here. Let's get Whitney. Let's get Whitney in the building. Whitney in the building. Where you at, Whitney? Miss Whitney, you in here?
Yes, I hit the button by accident. How you doing today?
Now, Whitney, how you going? You know not supposed to hit the button by accident.
I know, I'm sorry.
You're over there trying to boil some crab legs for in the morning and some shit. What are you doing over this time of night?
I actually just woke up and just called you.
There you go. You got to go to work tonight, or you going in the morning?
In the morning.
Oh, okay. What time is it over there?
It's 3:17. I'm in Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, there you go. All right, beloved. Get you some sleep and get you some rest, dear. Thank you so much.
We don't know the beginnings of rap because as long as our music has been recording, people have been rapping.
The disco DJs separated themselves from us. We were the next generation coming up with this thing, and they was like, what's this little hippity hop thing?
The first time I heard somebody spit a 16 over a break beat was probably Melly Mel.
The Melly Mel sound that you hear today, I got that sound from Hollywood.
I was doing this same form of entertainment long before it had a name.
A lot of the gangs were fading out by the time hip-hop came in. A lot of those gangs turned into crews.
As far as influencing hip-hop, I saw no Puerto Rican or Jamaican influences whatsoever.
I started breakdancing in the 70s.
When rap and hip-hop was all black, it was negative. Now that it became a big phenomenon and corporately acceptable, now there's this need to take foundational Black Americans out of the creation of it and give it away to other people. And it's important for us to set the record straight.